Life Audio.
Welcome to the Team Us podcast, where we share how grace, commitment, and cooperation can help couples live the everyday moments of marriage together. Hey, everybody, we are Ted.
And Ashley Slater. What if fall traditions don't have to just be those big once-a-year events like apple picking or corn mazes? What if the real power comes from the smaller things you do together each week? Today, we're sharing 3 simple steps to help you create weekly fall traditions that bring you closer as a couple. So, Ted, it's fall.
I love fall.
I do too.
It may be perhaps my favorite season, even more than the other ones.
Well, I think like September through December is my favorite time of year.
Yeah.
And most of that is fall.
Good. Right. So many reasons to love it, too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, since moving to Arizona, though, I've learned that fall here isn't really about what's happening outside. It's more of a state of mind. Right.
Like pumpkin latte, spice, yada, yada, etc.
Pumpkin spice lattes, which this year I actually like because I got a wonderful recommendation from a barista.
And you're going to have to
listen
to the full episode, and Ashley will revel that recipe at the end of the episode.
What I do?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right, just remind me at the end, okay?
Yes, okay.
Well, I mean, because we're living in the Sonoran Desert, and right now our bushes are blooming like it's springtime.
Like springtime, like flowering.
Right.
Which is weird.
It's crazy here. The seasons are crazy here. That said, we have lived all over the country during our almost 23 years together.
We have.
So what? Virginia, Colorado, Illinois, Missouri, Georgia, and now Arizona. Mm-hmm. So we've gotten to experience a lot of different, fall activities.
Oh, absolutely. The northern fall, southern fall, western fall, desert fall, all of it.
We've gone.
And you've been in Hawaii. You've been in California. You've been up to up to Florida and down to Alaska. Uh-huh.
Exactly. I thought you were going to, I wasn't listening there. But we've done the traditional activities that fall is known for. Apple picking.
You mentioned, absolutely.
Driving to look at fall leaves. Yeah. Oktoberfest in the Colorado mountains.
Love it. It's so folly.
We've done Colonial Williamsburg.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to get there if you live in the Arizona desert, but.
Right. But, okay, so before we jump into today's topic on how to create fall traditions as a couple, I thought it would be fun to dig into why we even have some of these traditions in the first place. Like the history behind the things that make fall feel like fall.
Yeah.
So
I imagine it has to do with where you harvest.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Well, I've got 2 specific things.
Okay, let's hear it.
Let's start with corn mazes.
Okay.
We used to go to one almost every year in Georgia.
Yes.
And there was one year here that we actually drove a couple hours to go to one.
Right. Down south, right?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Do you have any guesses other than harvest as to why corn mazes even exist in the first place?
I would think it's just a fun thing that farmers would do, but I don't exactly know. I'm guessing a fun thing farmers would do.
Okay. Well, I mean, mazes and labyrinths, they date way back to ancient Greece.
Oh, ancient.
And then in 17th century Europe, hedge mazes became popular.
Sure.
But here in the U.S., the first corn maze wasn't created until the 1990s.
No.
Yes.
So they're only 30 or 40 years old?
Right.
I don't believe it.
Is
this true?
This is what I found online.
What?
I mean, go search and see if you can prove
Holy
it's not
moly,
true.
Okay.
But so from what I found, it was in 1993 in Annville, Pennsylvania, and it was created by a man named Don France.
Okay.
That's Frantz.
France.
Thank you.
I just made that up.
So he got the idea while flying over farmland. I'm having trouble talking today.
Fine.
And noticing the patterns in the fields. So the first maze was huge, 126,000 square feet.
What?
And workers had to pull the stalks by hand using a grid system to carve out the paths. They probably don't do it that way anymore.
Interesting. I would have used a lawnmower and just plowed my way through a very strong.
I was going to say you might break the lawnmower.
I would break it, but
All right. Well, here's another one.
Okay.
Oktoberfest.
That comes from Germany, and it is celebrated typically in September to usher in October.
Yes. That was part of what I was going to say.
Okay.
Yes.
I stole your thunder.
And the festival itself started in 1810 as a giant celebration of Bavarian Crown Prince Ludwig's wedding.
Oh, you got to love King Ludwig.
Right. I said it wrong.
I don't know. Nobody knows. Sorry.
So people
it was
had
not a correction. It was just, I've heard Ludwig, but Ludwig
That's
is a good
probably right, what you said, because I just mispronounce things. This is just a fact. People had so much fun that they kept doing it year after year until it became the Oktoberfest we know today.
What? So people getting together, drinking beer and eating bratwurst and good food, they had fun? They wanted to do it again?
Apparently. All right. So whether it's corn mazes, Oktoberfest, or things like apple picking or pumpkin carving, which we haven't talked about.
Everybody does.
Right. A lot of these once-a-year traditions take years to feel like they're ours.
Yeah.
But here's the question. What about the smaller weekly things that we can do as a couple this fall to create meaning and memories right away? That's what we're talking about today.
Okay, I'm thinking, but I don't know where you're going. So
okay.
This is going to be a fun conversation.
Well, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk about why creating traditions matters and how to start creating some of your own this fall.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Health insurance rates in America are surging, leaving millions without affordable options. But Christians don't need to waste money on a broken system. Christian Healthcare Ministries is an alternative to health insurance at half the cost. With CHM, fellow believers contribute monthly to help pay each other's medical bills while lifting one another up in prayer. It's financial and spiritual support when you need it most. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
All right, so today we're discussing how to create smaller weekly fall traditions that we can enjoy as a couple. And before we get practical on steps we can take to do that, let's pause and talk about why traditions in marriage even matter. Like, are they actually important for connection?
Okay. You want me to propose something, or you got some stuff in mind?
I've got some stuff, but you can throw something in.
Okay, tradition, my mind goes to the Bible, where God is always like, y'all need to like do this sort of tradition thing to remind yourselves of how good I was and how I came through when you thought maybe I wouldn't.
Right.
So there are all kinds of traditions in the Bible that Jewish people do. And festivals, exactly, that kind of stuff. So that's what comes to mind to me, is a way to recall and also to celebrate your having an identity as a group. You know,
that's good.
Right.
That's good. That's not what I had, but that's really good. And that's good because it brings in another aspect that I hadn't incorporated into what I was going to talk about. And I think it's important.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Fiddler on the Roof.
Tradition.
Yeah.
No, I was not.
So,
no, I have.
I mean, that does tie into
it absolutely does.
Jewish culture.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Dr. John Gottman, in his classic book, The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work.
Can I interrupt you real quick here?
Yeah.
We do not work for the Gottman Institute.
No, we do not. I just like their stuff.
They have a lot of good stuff.
I share a lot of their stuff. I share a lot of Focus on the Family.
Focus on the Family's good stuff.
So
anyway,
in this book, he talks a lot about creating shared meaning. And one of the main ways he says couples do this is through what he calls rituals of connection. And we've talked about these before on the podcast. He defines a ritual as a structured event or routine that you each enjoy and depend on, and that both reflects and reinforces your sense of togetherness. So in another word, traditions.
Tradition.
Yes.
That's really good.
So he points out that the beauty of these rituals is that they aren't random or haphazard. They're predictable. So he says they're structured, scripted traditions that you can depend on. In other words, you already know how the moment is going to play out. You know how you know that you'll have each other's attention, and you know you'll connect in a way that feels meaningful. Or that's the ideal. I mean, sometimes we're human, so.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really helpful.
Yeah, what came to mind for me when you said that was the scene or the time in the book The Little Prince, where the little prince meets the fox.
Right.
And the little prince is like under the impression that, well, I'll just show up and we'll be friends. And the fox is like, nope. There are traditions and rituals that we need to follow. You need to stand 100 feet off and wave at me, and I'll look at you and I'll be like, oh, that's nice. And then the next day, get a little closer. The next day, a little closer. It takes time and it takes ritual. But that's what comes to mind as far as, planning the ritual and being intentional about it.
That's good. Yeah. That's like is that still one of your favorite books?
It has been one of my favorite books. I haven't read it in a while, but it's a solid children's book.
Yeah. We have multiple copies.
The Little Prince. And you know how sometimes you mispronounce words? Mm-hmm. I don't know how to pronounce the author's name. I say Antoine de Saint-Exupéry.
See, I don't even try.
I think it's Antoine. It's Saint-Exupéry, though. Anyway, carry on.
Okay, well, so even though Gottman talks about traditions being structured and scripted, I do think there's another side to that. Sometimes the best traditions are actually born out of the random and haphazard. Like you try something on a whim, you both end up loving it, and then you look at each other and say, hey, let's do that again.
Like Mexican pizza?
Right. Which is not as good as it was like 20-something years ago.
That was a tradition on Christmases, right?
And Christmas Eve when we were first married.
Mexican pizzas.
Yeah.
We don't so much do that anymore.
We've bought it recently and we're like, Yeah, it's a frozen pizza. That was a
tradition.
Yeah. And so before you know it, it becomes a tradition. But I think, the key is that even if a tradition starts by accident, traditions don't just survive on their own. And Laura Shoup, in an article over at Focus on the Family, another place I like to quote, talks about how traditions still need to be nurtured if they're going to last. They need intention behind them to keep them alive and meaningful.
You're waiting for me to say something.
Yeah, you got nothing?
I ain't got nothing. I'm listening. I'm all listening right now.
Well, so the real power of traditions, I think, is that they give us shared meaning and shared memories. Mm-hmm. And those two things are what some people call the super glue for connection and togetherness. And so they strengthen our team us.
Yeah, shared meaning and shared memories.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
This is stuff I'm going to have to ponder.
All right. Well, it was
a little deep for me.
Fun. I found it really interesting to dig into this stuff.
Absolutely.
So the question is then, how do we actually create some weekly fall traditions as a couple this year? And I'm really focusing on weekly because it does take time to build traditions. Mm-hmm. So what can we do this fall, to do that? So I've got 3 simple steps that can help.
Yeah.
Or I think they can help.
And this is going to culminate in a Us Time challenge?
Yes.
Good.
And my pumpkin spice latte recipe. Or what I asked the baristas to make it.
There you go.
Okay, so step 1 is identify what is meaningful to you about the fall season. Mm-hmm. And so at the beginning of this year, I read John Acuff's, did I pronounce that right?
Sure.
Book, All It Takes Is a Goal. And so in it, he talks about building like this best moments list, and he gives prompts to help us think through it. Things like, when I scroll through my camera roll on my phone, I always get inspired when I see fill in the blank. Or time speeds up or slows down when I fill in the blank.
Okay, that is super practical, super easy. Because I can look at my phone.
Yes, you can. But he has 7 of those. And then in the book.
Oh, good. Okay.
Like if you're having trouble getting started on what are my best moments. And so he says, once we make our list, he says every moment fits into one of 4 categories. An experience, that's a moment you were part of. An accomplishment, something you worked hard for. A relationship, a best moment with another person, or an object, something physical you treasure. And then we're supposed to take those moments that we wrote down and sort them into those categories.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Things are coming to mind.
Yeah. And so when I did this exercise, I didn't do it in full. I just kind of started it. I noticed that most of my best memories fell into the experience and relationship categories. And I think deep down I knew that, but actually seeing that was really eye-opening because it really helped me see clearly what matters most to me. So I share all that to say, here's how this connects to fall traditions. We can do that same sort of exercise that he lays out, but make it a best fall moments list. Like write down the fall memories or activities that feel meaningful to us, and then share our lists with each other and notice where they overlap.
Okay, so for some reason, I'm thinking fall memories. I'm thinking playing in the fall leaves.
Yes, can't do that. Well, we could do that if we drove north in Arizona.
Right. But we need to think outside the box. We can't just think in terms of flopping around in the leaf pile.
Well, okay. So what I was thinking is, for example, that would be kind of a outdoor moment. Like apple picking or going through a corn maze or hiking. So that would fall kind of into the outdoor moments, right? Okay. There's also maybe we wrote down cozy inside moments, like sipping cider in front of a fire or watching fall-themed movies.
Okay, yeah.
So I think we can kind of look at, okay, we both really enjoy, some of our best moments were outside during the fall. So maybe we need to take evening walks and look at the spring flowers.
Right.
So I think we can kind of, in that way, like what is a way you can capture the feeling that you felt in those leaves outside, even if you don't have them.
That's good exercise. That's
that
good
kind of
thinking.
idea.
Yeah, it's good thought process. Okay.
And so I think after you share the list, then you brainstorm together like some traditions that we could start doing weekly during the fall season. And I'm going to have some suggestions in the next point.
Okay.
Or the next step.
So zip my lip.
No, I'm just telling you. I thought you were going to ask me. Do you have examples?
No. Well, I was going to say something, but I will restrain myself.
All right.
Go ahead.
Step 2?
Yes. Is this when I get to talk?
Oh, my word. Okay. So, number 2, start small so being consistent isn't overwhelming.
When I said I get to talk, what I was saying is I've got something I want to say, some.
Go for it. You can share it wherever.
But it's interrupting the flow. So I'll wait until I see you're coming.
There may be an opportunity.
Yes.
I want to hear.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm being really frenetic right now, and I apologize for being a little weird.
Okay, so if we try to add big, time-consuming traditions to our schedule that we want to do every week, or even add too many small ones
it's going to be
all
overwhelming,
at once,
and we're going to say, no, it's too much.
And
we're not going to do it.
Right, and our traditions won't last.
Keep it within reach. Really something that's truly doable.
Yeah, so instead start small. Pick just 1 or maybe 2 simple things to begin with. That way consistency feels doable, not draining.
Yes.
And so I did have some easy, fun ideas that we could turn into weekly traditions.
Yeah, okay.
Did you want to share before or after this?
Well, I see you have taken some notes, and I've looked at the first item on your list, and it's probably the one I was going to mention.
Okay. Do you want me just to mention it?
You
then?
mention it, and I'll affirm you.
So some easy, fun ideas could be making s'mores or roasting hot dogs together over the fire pit while stargazing.
There
you can
you
do
go.
that once a week.
We can do that pretty easily. I mean, hot dogs or marshmallows, or even if you don't have food, just hang out by the fireplace.
And it's very budget friendly unless you don't have a fire pit and you have to go get one or a fireplace. But okay, watching a cozy fall themed movie.
I can do that.
Yeah. Listening.
Does it have to be like from the Hallmark Channel?
It does not. No.
Or what's the other channel that you like that is new within the last couple of years?
I don't like it as much. I don't want to mention it. I don't like it as much. Is it Great American Family?
Maybe.
I do. They're getting better and better with their movies. But Hallmark
is classic.
Got it down.
Yeah.
I like the mysteries the best, though, because
it's not as predictable.
Yeah. Okay. I'm getting off track here. No, it does not have to be a Hallmark movie.
Thank you.
Yeah. It can be Over the Garden Wall.
Which is a tradition.
Would you watch all the episodes together? It makes a movie.
Yeah.
We do that with our kids. Yeah. You could listen to an audiobook, maybe a mystery or something spooky, or even an old school radio drama. We've done that before.
Old school, like 3, 2, 1. What the blast off? They're there's some old ones from like the 30s and 40s and 50s.
Our
they can get off
21-year-old daughter would know better what you're talking about, but they're cool.
X-1, I think, is one of them.
Okay.
They are really fun, yeah.
You could head to a coffee shop and sip fall drinks and play cards or a board game. One of the coffee shops that I go hang out in and work when the girls are at rehearsals, they have a shelf of board games. So some places do encourage it. Come, drink coffee, play games.
I think this is when you should mention the rest, the
my pumpkin
recipe, the tweak that
I have been known to try pumpkin spice lattes every year and go, no, I don't like it this year either. And so I shared that with a barista, and she said, oh, well, maybe you should go with like a light roast because it's not as bitter. Mm-hmm. And she said you can't go wrong with brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
So go half brown sugar, half pumpkin.
Okay.
It's really, really good.
Well, now we've divulged the
I tried it,
it's very nice.
And now I order it regularly right now.
Excellent.
Yes. And a friend of mine tried it too. She said it was a little sweet for her, so she pulled back a little bit on the brown sugar. So you probably have to adjust it based on your sweetness level.
Right. They call it the tea muss. So if you go to Starbucks, just ask for the tea muss.
No, they don't. But I do know if you don't like it, they'll remake it for you.
Yeah, you can send it to Ashley.
Yes. No.
If you don't like it.
Man, we are like, okay, I got one more. one more idea.
Yes.
Okay. Or you could pick one dinner each week to be a fall favorite. Like for us, that might be chicken pot pie or a big pot of chili.
Yes.
Yeah. You have any other ideas?
French onion soup. We haven't done that in a while. That's a nice thing.
Yeah. I don't know if I consider... Maybe. I think it's more wintry.
It is wintry. That's a good point. Oh, we'll save that for our winter episode.
Yeah. Harvest soup is good in the fall. It's basically vegetable soup with...
vegetables.
And ground beef.
Ground beef.
Noodles sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to take another short break. But when we come back, we'll share the third step for creating weekly fall traditions as a couple this year.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Health insurance rates are surging in America, leaving millions without affordable options. If you're sick of having paychecks eaten up by healthcare costs or dealing with mega corporations, then listen to this. Christians don't need to waste money on a broken system. That's why I want to tell you about Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's an alternative to traditional health insurance at half the cost. With CHM, fellow believers contribute monthly to help pay each other's medical bills. There's no enrollment period, so you can join anytime. And you aren't restricted to provider networks, so you choose the doctors and hospitals you want. It's that simple. CHM is not insurance. It's a ministry that puts faith into action. Feel the difference of financial support and biblical care from fellow believers. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
All right, so we're back, and we're talking about how to create weekly. You've got the giggles today, don't you?
I do have the giggles. I don't know what my problem is.
We've been talking about how to create weekly fall traditions as a couple.
Giggles.
So are you ready for step 3?
I am ready for step 3.
Okay. Step 3, anticipate, invite, and attend weekly.
You, dear listener, must be intrigued by the word attend, as I was.
Instead of show up.
Yes.
I said that's what happens when you've been a homeschool mom for years and years and years. You put attend.
That's really clever.
Or your kids attend rehearsals all the time.
So you anticipate, invite, and attend weekly. You're going to have to unpack
all right.
that.
Well, earlier we talked about how Gottman describes rituals as predictable. Yes. They're structured, scripted traditions we can depend on. Mm-hmm. But here's a real question. How do we actually make sure that they happen each week, especially when life is busy or we're tired? Mm-hmm. So first, I think we anticipate them. Like, I love to go on trips. I love to travel.
You do?
And part of the fun is anticipating the trip.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And traditions can be the same way. So let's say we've decided that Friday night is our cozy fall movie night. Mm-hmm. By Wednesday, we can start anticipating it by talking about which movie we'll watch,
Absolutely.
Maybe what snacks we'll make. Just building excitement around it helps the tradition stick.
Yep. My mind's going to some of our Jewish friends. We have friends who practice Jewish customs and stuff. They're Christian Jews, but they'd be like, we've known this for thousands of years, Ted.
Yes, this is true. I mean, I'm not saying it's anything new.
It's nothing new, but it's good reminder. It's helpful. It's very
right.
Good.
Yes. So, I mean, there's nothing new under the sun, as Solomon said, right?
Sounds biblical to me.
I think we just lose sight of things, especially in our busy American culture.
I do, yeah.
All right. So next, we invite. So sure, both of us know we're already included. After all, it's our tradition, mm-hmm. right? But how meaningful does it feel when our spouse says, I can't wait for Friday night. I'm really looking forward to sitting by the fire and roasting hot dogs with you. So like, even though the plan is already in place, that little verbal invitation reminds your spouse you genuinely want to be there.
And it doesn't take much to say something, but it doesn't happen unless you say something.
Right. Then they're not like, oh, I'm looking forward to this, but he's just doing it because it's our tradition. We said we're doing it. He's showing up. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Well, who doesn't like a hot dog? I mean, I imagine there are some pretty bad hot dogs out there.
We buy the
good ones.
Kosher ones. Anyway. And finally, we attend. So even if we're tired, even if we don't feel like it, even if we got into a fight an hour before, it matters that we show up because attending. Oh, yes, we do. But attending says, I'm committed to connecting with you. And that's what keeps tradition alive and meaningful.
That's good. Attend. I like new words like that. It's not a new word, but it feels like it's
attendance. It's a very schoolish word.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. All right.
Attend, to be present, to be, what was the word?
Attend? Oh.
The other word that you use for attend.
Show up.
Show up, be present.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. You ready to recap?
I am.
Okay, so how do we create some weekly fall traditions as a couple this year? Here are 3 simple steps that can help. And why don't you say them since I'm tripping over my words?
Identify what is meaningful to you about fall. Start small so being consistent isn't overwhelming. And finally, anticipate, invite, and attend weekly.
Yes. All right. So it's time for one more short break. And when we come back, we'll share this week's Us Time Challenge.
At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because helping you put your faith into action is at the heart of what we do. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Health insurance rates are surging in America, leaving millions without affordable options. If you're sick of having paychecks eaten up by healthcare costs or dealing with mega corporations, then listen to this. Christians don't need to waste money on a broken system. That's why I want to tell you about Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's an alternative to traditional health insurance at half the cost. With CHM, fellow believers contribute monthly to help pay each other's medical bills. There's no enrollment period, so you can join anytime. And you aren't restricted to provider networks, so you choose the doctors and hospitals you want. It's that simple. CHM is not insurance. It's a ministry that puts faith into action. Feel the difference of financial support and biblical care from fellow believers. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
So for this week's Us Time Challenge, I actually like that. It's growing on me.
It's like a fungus.
Create one weekly fall tradition with your spouse. So use the 3 steps we just shared to get started and see how it adds meaning and connection to your week and the fall season.
Yeah. And it could be something we've mentioned. It could be, fireplace. It could be a movie. It could be a morning thing.
Right.
It could be coffee and listen to the radio together or something.
Yeah. Or coffee and sitting outside. Yeah. Reading the Bible, pray. Yeah. You're getting all spiritual on me. That's good.
I know. It's called a Jesus juke. Have you ever heard of a Jesus juke?
No.
It's where you take a conversation a certain way by dropping some Christian activity or cultural artifact.
Well, I think it was helpful in this case.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on the Team Us podcast. We're looking forward to next time as we keep talking about how grace, commitment, and cooperation can help couples live the everyday moments of marriage together.
Team Us with Ted and Ashley Slater is a production of Life Audio and Salem Media. If you liked what you heard today, please take a second to rate and review the podcast in your favorite podcast app so that more listeners like you can find the show. For more faith-filled, inspirational podcasts, visit us at lifeaudio.com.
These EPs found their way into the hands of Chris Tomlin. And so we got this email out of the blue that, well, he was inviting us to go on this major arena tour of the United States. And at that time we were like, well, we're not even really a band. Do we tell him we're not a band?
Chris Llewellyn from Wren Collective shares some of his life story on The Walk, a podcast for worshipers. Join us to hear conversations and devotionals from the artists of the church. Find The Walk on lifeaudio.com, worshipleader.com, or your favorite podcast platform.